Hey guys, Mr. Money1235 back here yet again. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the Hella Mega Tour. Some things have been on my mind concerning the bands that are playing, obviously. Um, First of all, I do want to say, some people were asking me in my last video where I talked about the Green Day song, if I'm going to be attending the tour. I did get tickets. I will be going. I got tickets for the Atlanta show in August of next year. So it's kind of weird that we got just under a year wait for a concert. I guess I've never pre-ordered tickets this far in advance for something like this before. I think the farthest one was when I went and saw Muse on the second Law tour. I think I had those tickets for a few months, but it definitely wasn't to waiting a year to go to the show. But you know, from pre-ordering the Green Day album, I was able to get a pre-sale code, and I was thinking to myself, well, at least I can go on there and see how much the tickets are going to cost and stuff like that. And after I looked into it, it was still very expensive. I'm not going to lie. There was people complaining about this on the Green Day Reddit. It was funny. Weezer fans were mad at Green Day fans for the ticket prices. And because everybody knows that the reason why this show is so expensive, I mean, like, I was expecting it to be expensive. I mean, these are three really big bands all on the same bill. And, I mean, like, what can you expect, you know? You can't expect this to be like one of these house show kind of things where the tickets were only going to be like $25 a piece. I mean, like, what were you expecting? I still dropped a load. I did not get pit tickets. I had a really, really bad experience when I got pit tickets for Green Day at the Revolution Radio tour when I saw them in Virginia Beach a few years ago. That was a huge mistake. We got into the queue really, really early that day. We still ended up just slightly behind some people who were on the barrier. And just the people moshing behind us when Green Day were especially playing some of their older tracks was just causing a really, really big disruption. There was people like threatening to fight each other, and it was just really kind of not really a fun experience at all. So I'm just not one of those. I don't mosh. I don't do the beating the hell out of people thing that people do at Green Day shows. So I wanted to quickly get out of that. And but I did get floor tickets, or I guess I should say field tickets. I think this show is being played at a baseball field in Atlanta. But I did get floor seats, which is kind of cool. I'm in a section right behind the pit, which is fine for me that we actually have seats because it's close enough to the stage that you can still see everything, but I don't have to worry about getting the shit beat out of me, and I don't have to show up 9 hours before the show starts to get a good spot in the pit. I can show up whenever I want, and it just works out better for me. I know that pit is the best way to experience any concert. I totally understand that, but when it's for a show like this, I just can't do it. When I saw Muse and Cage the Elephant in the pit, though, that was a fun show. I didn't get the shit beat out of me then. It was really cool seeing them that close and having the lead singer of Cage the Elephant stage dive onto us. That was a lot of fun. So, first of all, yes, I am going to the Hella Mega Tour. And I am super excited for it. I'm not going to lie, I'm really, really excited. I'm one of the few people on the internet that's actually kind of looking forward to the new Green Day album, I think. There's a crazy, crazy theory that they're going to be releasing some other album that I'm slowly losing faith that that's the case. I mean, like, that leaked footage that I saw of them and the leaked album artwork for that album that they were going to be releasing, the magnum opus of something, I believe the album's called. It does make me curious because this is their last contracted album with Warner Music before Green Day breaks away from them. At 26 minutes long for this album, it does make me curious if they were just trying to rush something out the door so that they could complete what they're contracted to do with their record label so that they could actually put out something that they do care about. That's like crazy theory that people are having that they're going to release it on their own terms, this album that they actually care about that they've been working on. I'm not really sure if that's true or not. It seems pretty far-fetched that they may be trolling because everybody just thinks that the artwork is terrible and that the song and the single is terrible. I don't think the single's terrible. I think it's a pretty fun song. I don't see what people are complaining about. I mean, I understand that the vocals are a little bit little bit messy, but I guess once again, I'm not thinking about it as hard as the rest of these people are. I don't know. So, other than that, I wanted to talk a little bit about Weezer. Because back on my channel, let me just go ahead and get my thoughts on Fall Out Boy out of the way before I talk about Weezer. I was a big fan of Fall Out Boy's older stuff. When I was in high school, that was a huge thing. From Under the Cork Tree and Infinity on High, those are the two albums that I really, really remember really good for them. I have not kept up with Fall Out Boy since then. I have never listened to Folie à Deux or Save Rock and Roll or any of that shit. I've been planning on checking those albums out now since I am going on the tour, so maybe I can voice some opinions on Fall Out Boy's full discography maybe in the future. I have really been delving into Weezer a whole lot lately. The Hella Mega Tour was kind of inspiration, and also before this tour was even announced, I was really diving into Weezer's discography. A few of my favorite albums that I've gotten into so far from Weezer. Everything Will Be Alright in the End. It's one of their more recent albums. I think it came out in 2014. I think this album is pretty fucking awesome. The whole way through, I really enjoy kind of the structure that album has. I do not care for Hurley that much. That was 2010. Make Believe, everybody says that this is one of their weaker albums. It was the first album that I ever bought by Weezer. I remember I actually owned a CD copy of this just because of Beverly Hills. I do enjoy Perfect Situation and Beverly Hills and We Are All on Drugs. I enjoy the main singles that fell from it, but I actually do agree with the fandom that Make Believe is a pretty weak album. Maladroit, I actually really like Maladroit. Maladroit has like this really, really kind of grungy, rough sound to it, and I kind of like it for that reason. It reminds me of like really, really old Green Day or something. It's really, really cool. Pinkerton is really interesting. There's always that debate, which album's better, Pinkerton or the Blue Album? And I'm a Blue Album person, personally, but I do also think that Pinkerton is really, really good. I really enjoy it a lot. I don't understand why this album didn't get as much attention as it did when it first came out. The Blue Album, obviously, is... I hate to be someone who's following the rest of the crowd, but the Blue Album is still one of their best albums, if not their best album. From what I've listened to, anyway. I really like the Blue Album a lot. I need to buy a few of these. I really do. The Green Album, I enjoy Side 1 all the way up until Crab. I do not like any of the songs on Side 2 of the Green Album, which kind of disappoints me because I really like getting into full albums. It just disappoints me when there's something that just, you know, doesn't catch me as well as it should. The Red Album, now the Red Album is really good. Pork and Beans has to be one of my favorite songs by this band, for sure. And the White Album. The White Album is really good. No relation to Beatles, but it's not as good as that White Album, but it's still, I really do like the White Album too. And the biggest controversy that I have when it comes to Weezer fans is Pacific Daydream, because I fucking love Pacific Daydream. I listened to that whole album and I have a ton of fun with it. The song Beach Boys, my God, there was a time when I was listening to that Beach Boys track like every week, at least twice a week. I just loved the song Beach Boys. And the whole album in general is just a lot of fun. I don't understand why people don't like about it. Now, Ratitude deserves the hate that it gets. That album is fucking horrible. Yeah, I was like sitting there when I first listened to it. I was like, I'm gonna prove everybody wrong, and I'm gonna enjoy Gratitude, and I'm not gonna be part of the crowd. And then it was like, yep, yeah, it's pretty bad. Gratitude is horrible. So yeah, you know, I kind of see where the fans are coming from. I kind of agree with all the major opinions, and that's it for Weezer. So. Yeah, I'm mostly there for Green Day, like the rest of the people are for this show, I'm sure, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Weezer too. You know, see them in the flesh. I hope I can get more into Fall Out Boy, but Fall Out Boy still has that sound of that kind of high school kind of sound, and I guess I'm kind of grown out of that kind of tone, I guess. I don't know. Whenever I hear Fall Out Boy, whenever I hear Patrick's voice, I just think of like, I feel like I should be like 13 when I'm listening to this. This doesn't feel right. I don't know. So, it is kind of cool for the nostalgia, and they really did. Fall Out Boy had a ton of songs that I loved. I might pick up their new Greatest Hits album that they're coming out with in November, because I actually did own a copy of Believers Never Die on CD at one time. I don't have the CD anymore, but I think if I get those two records, I think I'll at least listen to those two compilations just to catch myself up with what they've been doing over the past few years. I know I'm probably not missing much. I really did like Uma Thurman. That's one of the new tracks that I really liked from them. So yeah, I don't know. Fall Out Boy is kind of whatever to me nowadays. You know, past the really nostalgic albums. But yeah, I don't know. I'll give it more of a chance. And yeah, I might come back on here after I actually pick up a few of the records and might talk a little bit more in depth about a few of the Green Day, Fall Out Boy, and Weezer records that are my favorites. And I don't know. I've already kind of done that with Weezer, but I like having a physical list going on. And I don't know. The concert's like a year away, but I'm still really excited. So just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the Hell Mega Tour. Let me know. Let me know if you guys are going, because it's gonna be like one of those once in a lifetime kind of shows. I feel like that was another reason I wanted to go, because it just feels like such a huge event, and I think it's gonna be a ton of fun. So excited! Got a year to wait, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. Mr. Money 1 2 3 5. I'll see you guys later.